Ayukis show commence. Alright, so I um I was just meditating right now because I had been painting but was losing concentration because I was painting in silence. And yeah, I lost concentration, so I wanted to meditate just because my mind was going really fast. And then when I guess you could call it meditating, but I was really just sitting in silence. And as I was sitting in silence, doing nothing, I started, as usual, falling asleep. Because that always happens to me when I sit in silence. So I kind of fell asleep, like nodded off, and then I woke back up and I was like, all right, I'm going to take a nap. But when I started trying to take a nap, i.e., lied down on the floor because I have the superpower of falling asleep anywhere, I realized that I actually wasn't tired anymore and that I had gotten woken back up, and now I had the urge to do another podcast. So here we is and here we are, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be interesting. And yeah, so as I said last time, that payment for that painting that I thought I had sold did not go through. So, that means I am not getting 13.5K. Which is alright because I don't know if I said this last time, but yeah, I wasn't banking on it yet. So it's not like the worst loss, but it still is pretty disappointing. And now I'm really thinking about, whoa, damn, where's my money coming from, and how am I gonna get this money? Because I really want to open this gallery in Chinatown so that I can start making more passive income. But I need money to do that, and I do have some, but I'm thinking about doing Uber Eats bike deliveries just so that I can make more money and then go ahead and open that gallery. And I'm kind of pumped. I'm kind of excited to do that. I was thinking about how I could make money yesterday, and the Uber Eats delivery thing just keeps coming to me because I can do 3 hours a day of that from like maybe 5 to 8 p.m. or something like that, and I can listen to a podcast or an audiobook or something while I'm biking around and like getting my workout and get paid. Like, it sounds pretty chill, pretty easy, and worthwhile. Plus, when I open the gallery, I can just use that as my office as well, so I don't even need to pay anybody to be sitting and working there. So it seems to me like it's a pretty win-win situation. I open up the gallery, it costs me $1,200 a month, and I get to use it as an office, and I get to start making around $800 to $1,000 a month off of that, which will be paying my rent. So it's gonna take a lot of energy. It'll be like 7 hours of work a day just from being at the office for about 4 hours, and then doing Uber Eats deliveries for 3 hours, and then painting for 2 hours, which would be probably 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour at night. So, if we look at it that way, I'm doing about 9 hours of work a day, which is, nothing crazy. It's not even that bad. It's very manageable. And I just am still in a space, and I'm sure you guys feel this too. I really want to unlock the next level of energy. I want to unlock that next level of just beasting being so efficient and productive, and just essentially rising above my melancholy. Because I don't know, this morning I was pretty just in a bad mood. Like, oh, I want to make more money. Oh, I want to be in the future where my paintings are selling more quickly. I want to be a couple steps further down the road. This is too hard. And that was getting down on me. And I was like, no, you're going to rise above this. You're going to David Goggins it. You're going to Kobe Bryant it. And, building all those skills comes through pain. So me being in that bad mood and then pushing through it is something that's good. And yeah, I got a date this Friday and then a date on Saturday as well. So, we're making moves out here. It's pretty nice. This girl yesterday that I was texting, she called me Bud. After I said I like your energy, she said, thanks, Bud. And I was like, wow. I guess I'll take that back, that I like your energy. But in response I was like, damn, you sound like a truck driver. And I thought that was pretty funny, and it kept the conversation going because I could really keep any conversation going. But yeah, I think I'm very happy that tomorrow is Saturday because I'm feeling a little bit like life is kind of monotonous right now, and the weeks are just like running together a little bit because everything is the same. Like, I just paint for 2 hours in the morning. I go to the library and do like 3 hours there of reading, sending out emails, and just like theorizing on how to make money and stuff, and like, trying to put those ideas to practice. And then I go back home and I paint for like 1 or 2 hours, take a break. And it's like, man, I'm trying to switch that up, aren't you? Yes, I am. In response to myself, I am definitely trying to switch that up. So it's like, I want to go in a sensory deprivation tank really bad, because I think it would be sick to just relax and then lie in the water and sort of forget and just be so present in the moment and thinking and all of that. It seems awesome. So I definitely will do that. And I had planned to do that once I got paid, but as you guys know, that fell through. So it is what it is. But yeah, what is a sensory deprivation tank? Well, a sensory deprivation tank is awesome. Essentially, you go into this covered bathtub with water that is the same temperature as your skin, and it's full of Epsom salt. So when you lie down, you float in it without having to try to float. Excuse me. So yeah, you just like lie down in it, and eventually you lose a sense of where your body starts and the water begins. And you I don't know, it's pretty dope. You're just like lying there with as close as you can get to no sensory input, just thinking and being. And that's the best way to be, because I want to sit and think for hours and have no input. I want to be in that zone because, when we sit, there's all these thoughts that are just running to the top of our head all the time, and that happens anytime you take a seat and try to be silent. You pick up your phone, or you get jittery, or you want to do something to distract yourself again, because once you get bored, all the thoughts that you have rise to the top of your head, and then you feel all of the insecurities and things in yourself. And man, I don't want to feel those, but I want to be able to not feel them because I've worked through them all. You know what I mean? I want to sit and have no thoughts come up. And that comes from pushing through all of the hard things that happen to you and pushing through. And, just to get into that a little bit. Man, high school was really hard for me. It was really tough. I just felt so insecure when I would walk into school at the beginning of the day, and I would be like, where are my friends? I would feel like a loner, and all the people I was talking to I didn't even like that much. I pretty much just had friends so that I could have friends. Like, I might have even been more happy just being alone. And there's still a couple people that I speak to from high school, but yeah, those guys are really chill. So shout out to them, and I'm glad we're still in touch. But yeah, it was tough, and then it had its good moments. I got to do a lot of art. I won most artsy, but the amount of stuff I had to go through just wasn't easy. Like, basketball was my identity back then, and I didn't even make varsity, and I played until junior year. And that really just hurt my confidence. And even now, I have a tough time having fun playing basketball just because so many bad memories come back from it. So I prefer to run or lift when working out. And, obviously the best times when I was able to do fun, like when I graffitied on the walls at school, or when I would go out on dates. And throughout college, I felt pretty good. I had a couple insecure times here and there, which is fine, and that's how you learn. But I'm pretty proud of what I did in college. I worked on what I loved, and I persevered, and I made a habit of getting out of my comfort zone, which is pretty cool. I mentioned this a while ago for you true listeners out there, but I have a list of things that I want to do that get me out of my comfort zone, and I pretty much achieved all the ones on the first list except for one or two, so I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm thinking about getting a loan to that list. But yeah, so college is pretty cool. Good times, took risks. And, now that I've graduated, I want to take a lot more risks because I want to have more rewards. And I'm in a time where if I don't get those rewards and it's a failure, there's not that big of a consequence. So I really feel the impetus to go for it, and I just want to push past the boundaries and say fuck it and just go like an Olympian who doesn't even care and just trains all day. And that's exactly how I want to be. So bad, but it's just so fucking hard to build that inside of yourself, to be that committed and focused every single day. But I am doing it, and I am going to do it, and I'm going to continue to do it at a higher level than I've ever done before. And that's true. You heard it here first. Yeah, well, some of the other things that made me who I am today, and that, I want to work through with you all, are childhood things, childhood traumas, childhood wins, childhood losses that make me who I am. I think one of the things that really makes me who I am is when I used to get in trouble, my parents tell the story that when they would put me in a timeout in my room alone, I would hate it. But from my memory, I would just build stuff, and they would, put me into my room. I'm sure I would get antsy and mad for a while, like I was doing when I was trying to just be in silence earlier. But then you get into the groove, and you just start building something. And I would build these awesome Jenga block freeways with all the toy cars that I had, and make traffic jams and stuff. And then I build like Lego cities on the side, and I'd put graffiti on the Legos, and my family really got a kick out of that. My dad would always say that's how he knew that I grew up in the hood, because I did grow up in the hood, and that was, you could tell because I put graffiti all over the Legos. And I love doing graffiti. It's such a rush. But some of the difficult things, some of the losses is just me sort of feeling like I didn't measure up to an image that my grandparents had of me, or my mom had of me, where getting an A minus or getting a B, that wasn't enough. Being a little bit on the chubbier side, that wasn't okay. Things like that, you got to achieve at a high level. You have all these rules. You can't watch this movie, you can't watch that. And that's kind of how it goes being a first child, because your parents don't really know, so they're just trying to learn. But yeah, that it wasn't easy having that many rules, and to this day, I'm a rule breaker all the time, and I'm always breaking rules and stuff because I just have such a strong urge to. And from the deepest depths of my soul, I just want to live a life that overcomes and that does stuff that other people don't do. And I want to be an explorer, you know what I mean? I think of myself like Lewis and Clark or Indiana Jones, and instead of exploring a frontier, it's about exploring the mind, exploring life, and seeing how far you can go with that. That's what's exciting. That's what's exciting. And how can you do that in a way where you're making enough money to help your parents retire? Because I will buy a house for my parents to let them retire in wherever they want. London, Seychelles, Madagascar, Mauritius, Capo Verde, who knows? And I guess it's because I want to pay them back for setting me up with the life I have, and just teaching me all the things I know. But why do we have such a darkness and sadness inside of us? Is that sin? Is that evil? Is that brokenness? Why do I wake up and feel like shit? Why do I have such a sadness in my heart that feels like I'll never be happy? Why do I have a hole that makes me hate the art that I make and hate everything about myself? What is that? Why do we all have that? It makes no sense. Life is so good, and everything around us is so nice. And we don't really need to be worrying, but we all stressing and all this stuff, and why do we sleep? You know what I mean? Why do I sleep from 11 to 8? Why do I need 9 hours of sleep? Why can't I function on 6, 7 hours of sleep? I want to be the next level of human. I want to be the next generation of human. I want to not care at all and just push past this body. Ui, ishimare. All right, guys. Well, it is time for interesting facts. But instead of interesting facts today, I'm going to read some dope quotes, some good-ass quotes. So check this stuff out. So this one is from Lex Friedman, one of my personal favorite podcasters. And he's talking about essentially, well, you'll get it. Imagine the moments with your refrigerator. The time where you ate something you shouldn't have late at night. Or ice cream after the breakup. What if your refrigerator could remember and share those moments with you? What if machines had a memory of moments and memories of the moments that included you, and you could essentially build memories with things like your refrigerator? That would be amazing. Here's another good one. Imagine how successful you'd be if you weren't anxious all the time. If you can be calm and go about your business, it's a superpower. And that's thanks to Naval Ravikant. This is pretty funny. He said, well, he is Ian McGilchrist, Jordan Peterson, and this is when he was having a interview with this neuroscientist, Ian McGilchrist, and they were essentially talking about why don't people want to take the Warren Buffett method? Why don't people want to take the Charlie Munger method to success, where it's just the slow burn of compound interest growing and growing and growing until you eventually get exactly where you want to be when you're maybe middle-aged or something. And Jordan Peterson described it like this: what do we want? Incremental improvement. When do we want it? In due time. And it's so funny because it's so true. It's like, what kind of motivator is long, slow burn of process? Long, slow burn of success, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, optimizing for the long term is always the correct decision. And that's the path that I'm on right now. So, I'm essentially in a stage where I thought I had made a huge leap, and that leap didn't come to fruition. So I'm feeling a little bit disheveled, a little bit angry about that. But I'm still on the same path of incremental improvement. My monthly events are going to start bringing more and more money. And, I'm just figuring out more ideas of how I can be productive. So, I trust myself, and I know that eventually I'm going to be where I need to be. So we're going to finish this one with the Lord's Prayer, I guess, which is, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Amen. Ladies and germs, thank you for listening, and please tune in to the Bin Berlin.